Coming up on this edition of Speed Chronicles, IndyCar comes flying out of the gate.
SIG Media presents Speed Chronicles with Todd Lewis, powered by Rev TV.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking out this week's edition of Speed Chronicles, either on the Rev TV YouTube channel or on your favorite podcast platform. Please like and subscribe. Just hit the button and make sure you follow on all the social channels. I promise we'll be a little more active on the social channels now. Okay, talked about it a lot over the last week or two. The new IndyCar season kicked off at St. Petersburg. Happy to be back again. I had a great time, as always, going to this event. It is a super event. It is a really good kickoff to the season. Everybody's jacked up for a new year. The IndyCar season is short, which means a long off season. So everybody's ready to go. Everybody's eager. Everybody's anxious. A lot of people live in colder climates, be it in Indianapolis or somewhere like that. So everybody's kind of happy to escape the colder weather. Sunshine, warm. The weather forecast did not disappoint once again. It's kind of a can't miss event. The city is welcoming of this event too, which is the other thing that is not always the case with some street events. This one, city opens its arms and embraces. The city loves it. I know that there are traditionalists that want more ovals and why do we have street races? This is the reason why. This is the kind of city street event that you want. Politicians are clamoring to be part of this event. The Chamber of Commerce and other business partners as well, the whole downtown area that is nearby the track and the airport circuit, they love it. They just think it's fantastic. Everybody wants to be there. Every city council member attended the kickoff event. That's how much they want to be there and be part of it. And it's been going on for 20 years now. The businesses love it because everything's full. Sure, it's a touristy place. It's warm weather. It's Florida in February and March. So yeah, that's cool. But for instance, how much do businesses like it? So I went out after I think it was Friday night after I was at the track and done, and went back to my hotel, and I'm just looking around, think I'll try and get something to eat really quick and go back and prepare for the next day. So I popped into a little place. I said, yeah, how long would it be for a takeout order? It'd be over an hour and a half wait. That's business is booming, and that's what everybody wants, and that's a good thing. If you like this kind of event, you'll be happy to know that Firestone has extended their partnership with Green Savory Racing Promotions as well. They've extended through 2028, so it's going to be here. It's going to be here for a long time. It's a great way to start the season. I read someone suggesting, we should change to an oval to start the season because there was a first lap crash. No, that's stupid. It's a great event. Don't screw with it. It's good. It works. Everybody wins. It makes event. Yeah, and you're right. There was a crash on the first lap, and you don't think that there might not be a crash on the first lap if it's an oval track anyhow. There's no reason to go and dwell on that nonsense. A lot of stuff happened on the first lap. Will Power was one of those caught up and collected in the first lap incident. He's in a contract year. He wants to stay with Penske. Everybody's feeling a little bit of pressure, I think. A complete victim. It was one of those things that happened. What else happened in the race? Andretti Global, their drivers performed well. Palou Award had a terrible qualifying, but bounced back, had a nice race. Christian Lundgaard at McLaren also had himself a very nice race. Top 10 finish, first one for his new team. That's great. Alexander Rossi started deep in the field. I think he started 20th. He finished 10th. That's good. And of course, there's that guy, Alex Palou, who's won the last two championships, would like to win a third one in a row, his fourth in total. He scored the race victory. That's pretty good too. Scott Dixon battled radio issues and just did what Scott Dixon does at St. Pete. Finishes up near the front of the field. Has never won it in the 20 plus years, but he finishes second again. Team Penske cars were fast, but came up just a little bit short, again, because of the strategy. Going to be interesting to see how that strategy stuff plays out through the years, because there's a bigger discrepancy now between the alternate softer compound tires and the primaries, and they don't last as long. So I think it's really going to shake things up. Now, the Fox television production, it delivered big in race number one. Ratings were up 45% from the previous year. There's a kick in the ass, NBC. Fox has done a ton of great promotion. They are bringing out the big guns for this one. Ads in the Super Bowl, lots of promotion. Ryan Phillippe, who does the opening to the television broadcast, that's good. Alex Rodriguez riding around in the two-seater car before the race, this is big league. Jamie Little is not at the NASCAR event. She's at the IndyCar race. Yes, she's subbing for Georgia Henneberry, who's still on maternity leave, but this is big league, and Jamie Little was happy to be there and be a part of it. So this is all big stuff, and let's see what it does to push the ratings up. Every race being on network TV is going to help the series and is going to increase the ratings. Can it be enough? Let's hope so. The rest of the business part of it has got to work too. And they got to get a new car and they got to get a new engine formula in short order. And it's got to be something that everybody's happy with, because there's still all this stuff on the sidelines of, is Honda going to hang around or are they going to leave? I don't know. But what Fox has done is great. Let them keep doing it. IndyCar, keep your hands off. Let Fox carry the ball and do the heavy lifting right now. It was crazy. It was frantic on the production side. I can tell you firsthand. And being sort of in the periphery and seeing what was going on and having some conversations with those involved, it was cuckoo bananas to get that first race on the air. They did a great job. It's going to be a work in progress. No, it's not everything is going to be perfect right out of the box. This is a new project for them. They've invested a lot of time and money and effort, and let's see where they go with it. I know there are some people who were frantic that they were using sort of cartoon and caricatures of drivers as opposed to just photos and videos of the drivers. What's the big deal? It's a bit of animation. Is it really that life-altering that you have to get that upset and shout into the wind about it? Really? It's something a little bit different. Are you upset that The Simpsons is animated? I don't think so. Yeah, they use photos and video too, but so what if they also use animation? It's not really a big deal. The other great thing, of course, about St. Pete and other street events is that it's nonstop action. It's IndyCar plus USF Pro Championships and MX5 Cup, which I love. They were rock'em sock'em robots out on track again. A lot of action, a lot of activity, and a lot of good racing, and of course the Indy Next series as well. It's good for the series, Indy Next, that they're on FS1 or FS2 in the US. Rev TV, of course, carries the Indy Next series. It just seems like they're looking for the marketing and personality of this series, and I'm not sure about it yet. It just seems like they haven't quite figured out the right recipe. They've got a good car count now. The car itself is great. There's some talented people. Dennis Hogger is the real deal, by the way. Won the opening race. Lockie Hughes, also the real deal. Those two are very good. There's some talented drivers, but it just seems like they're still trying to figure out what the personality of the series is. It's the stepping stone to IndyCar. Okay, but it should be a little bit more about that. Miles Rowe, also worth keeping an eye on this year in Indy Next, his second season. I think he's taken a step forward. A lot of it is the mental game, and I think that's going to be very important. So, but as mentioned, USF Pro Championships, MX5, they always put on great shows. Good to have them part of the event. So let's see what they do in the next couple of weeks that they've got off before they return at Thermal out in California, and what the TV production looks like there. Let's shift over to NASCAR, who were also in action this past weekend. Circuit of the Americas. I love that place. Man, I love that track. It is just absolutely a beautiful racetrack. Not really made for stock cars. That's okay. It's a Formula One track. It's a great sports car track too, if you haven't been witness to some of the sports car activity that goes on there. That's not really made for NASCAR, but they can put on a good show. Kind of did. Thought Kyle Busch was going to win one, but it didn't happen. But it's a terrific facility. It's in a great city as well. Austin, Texas is super fun. Lots of cool food and drink opportunities. The officiating wasn't a discussion in terms of when are they going to drop the yellow, but it was in terms of track limits that again required some explanation, clarification, and a little apologizing on Monday after the race. You got to get away from this, NASCAR. You can't be talking about officiating every week. It's just wrong. Christopher Bell did win the race. That's nice back to back. I was anxious to see how Connor Zilisch would do in his first Cup Series race in that number 87 Red Bull car. Unfortunately, had contact, ended his day early. Showed his stuff, though, in the Xfinity race the day before. He is the next big superstar. Super talented, nice driver, really gets it, focused. wasn't really planning on a NASCAR career, but that's where he has found himself, and he should have a very good one in the years ahead. The lawsuit drama in NASCAR continues to play out. NASCAR is now countersuing 2311 and Trackhouse and some of the people involved. This is just the latest legal piece of filing and paperwork that's going to continue for a while. Everybody's kind of posturing and stuff like that, but it's just going to go on and on and on for a while. I don't think it ever gets to court, but this is just the latest step in some way resolving it, ideally before too long. There were other races on the schedule as well at Circuit of the Americas. IMSAD, the VP Racing Fuel Challenge, will send congrats to Jonathan Woolridge, who had himself a pretty good weekend with a podium and a victory. Nice. NASCAR is headed to Phoenix this weekend for Xfinity and Cup. Catherine Legg is going to become the first female driver to participate in the Cup Series since, wait for it, Danica Patrick. Yeah, remember that? Back in 17, she ran the full season, I believe, and then did the Swan Song in 2018. Seems like a long time ago, doesn't it? But Danica Patrick still gets a lot of emotion in a lot of people. The pre-race ceremonies got a lot of attention because of the prayer, invocation. It's pretty much the tracks that organize this, but NASCAR is getting a lot of blowback because of it. They have some input, and they like to keep their hands on everything. But this is the tracks that kind of organize the stuff and the people involved. There was sort of a political tone as part of the prayer. I'm not one for prayers personally, but NASCAR's catching a bit of heat from it. Everything political is toxic. Just stay away from it if you can. That just seems to make so much sense, doesn't it? As mentioned, they're headed to Phoenix this week. ARCA Series as well. You can catch that on Rev TV on Friday night. And Formula One, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. The new season is just around the corner. We'll talk a lot more about Formula One next week. We've been busy with IndyCar and NASCAR this week in action. But it's great that we've got full schedules of racing every week now to look forward to. And we'll keep you updated here with news and stories and topics we find interesting here on Speed Chronicles. Don't forget, again, follow the social channels. Hit the like and subscribe button wherever you're getting the Speed Chronicles podcast. Have a great week. We'll do it again next Wednesday.